Good morning, y'all. It's 10:10. Not the time, it's me. I'm 10:10. So I'm going to tell you guys some tips on being a CNA. So let's get into today's video. Okay, so you can work in different places. It does not have to be the nursing home. I worked in a nursing home. I do not have experience working in a hospital as a CNA. So my only experience is in a nursing home. So I'm giving you information based off of all my videos is based off of me working in a nursing home. That's it. I don't know about a hospital experience, but I have had friends who worked in a hospital and they said it's a better environment. So there's that. Okay. I'm not gonna do numbers because that's just I don't. At some point you get to some number and then you forget what number you are at. So I'm gonna say, get you a back brace. Number one, protect your body. Your body is your wealth. So protect your body. Get you a back brace because at some point you're gonna injure your back if you're not wearing proper back brace and you're not lifting the patient properly. That's number one. Although I said I'm not doing numbers. Okay. Do not, and I'm going to repeat it again, do not use the Hoyer lift by yourself. Do not do not transfer a patient by yourself. Don't do it. If you don't have help, leave that patient in the bed. I don't like to say patient. I like to say person, people, but I guess the proper terminology is patient. So don't take that person or patient out of that bed by yourself. Don't do it. Listen to me. Don't do it. Don't transfer anybody with a Hoyer lift by yourself. Do not do it. I know a lot of people try to do it. A lot of people do it when they're not supposed to. Some people try to take their chances and do it. Let me tell you something. If that patient falls out of that Hoyer lift, you're going to jail. There's a lawsuit. Then you have to do a lot of reports. And you don't want to deal with all of that. Not even the report you want to deal with. You don't want to deal with the fact that the patient just fell out of it. The patient got injured. Now it's like your whole day is ruined because now you have to be answering to everybody. You have to make reports, lawsuits, this, that, and the third. So you don't want to go through none of that. So the best and safest thing to do is do not lift a patient by yourself. Do not use the Hoyer lift by yourself. Do not use any machine that you have to transfer a patient with by yourself. Go get help. If you can't get help, go to the nurse and tell the nurse to ask somebody to help you. Don't do it. Don't. And I'm emphasizing on that. Don't do it. Another one is if you're going to be in the nursing home or hospital, wherever you choose to work, because you could work with agencies also, I believe, but I never did none of that. Like I said, those were paying cheap and I was not trying to do that. So give yourself, I don't know what's your timeline. I like to give myself timelines, but give yourself 1 to 2 years and get a different career. Do not stay into being a CNA. There is so much. The healthcare world is huge. There's so many different jobs that you can do and you can check them out. I'll probably do another video on different jobs that you can do. But doing CNA, at some point you're going to come out with something injured. I remember when I started and I saw some of the CNAs that was there for many years and they were like limping and walking and certain things was hurting. And I'm just like, why are you walking like that? Don't judge a book by its cover, because at some point I stayed so long that I was getting to that point where so I was just like, nah, I'm getting out of this, and I had to get out of there. But I stayed too long, so that's what I'm telling y'all. Don't stay that long. Do 1 year, 2 year, tops 3. Don't do any more than that because you're gonna be injured a lot and you're gonna feel it at some point in life. So don't do it. Give yourself a timeline and get out of there as soon as possible. Because you're gonna leave limping or something is gonna be wrong with you at some point somewhere in your body. And use proper body mechanics. That's another one. Use proper body mechanics. Do not be trying to make sure you use proper body mechanics. Always check your patient's ID bands when you're touching a patient, especially even if you know the patient, check the ID band because they're supposed to have the proper ID bands on at all times. So make sure you check that every day, all day. Check the ID bands. And I'm reading from my book so that I get everything out so that you guys know. This is the crazy part, and I know y'all hear a lot about this. This is real. Be prepared to clean poop and urine all day long. Like 7 out of 8 hours that you're at work, be prepared to clean poop and urine all day. That's part of the job. You're going to deal with that all day long. I'm not even exaggerating. And I'm giving y'all the real deal. I'm not sugarcoating nothing. It is what it is. I'm telling y'all from Okay, yeah, be prepared to clean poop and urine all day. You will be doing vital signs, yes. There's vital signs, there's feeding, there's cleaning. There you got to make the beds once the patient come out of the bed. So you're going to have to do all of that. They teach you that in school too, how to make the bed and all of that. So yes, that's part of what you're going to be doing. That's not a housekeeping job, that's your job. Always, you have to wash the patients. Yeah, this part now. At some point, you might not do it every day, but at maybe once every 2 3 months, at some point, you're gonna have to wash a patient that passes away, and you're gonna have to take them to the morgue also. You're gonna have to wash them, put them in a bed, dress them with the nursing home gown, and you're going to have to get them dressed in the gowns and take them and put them in a body bag and bring them to the morgue. That is part of the job. Don't get it twisted. Don't think you're never going to get that. At some point you're doing CNA, you are going to have to do that. So let's keep that in mind. Remember, this video is about tips on being a CNA. So I'm just giving y'all tips of what you're going to expect when you get here. The bookwork is definite. My camera is acting up today. Everything is just all over the place. I don't know. So I'm just going to have to do what it is. So sorry about that. Yeah, so I'm just giving you guys the real deal and the tips and stuff that you're going to expect. Hold on. So this video is about tips on being a CNA, and I'm going to do a separate video on what to expect when you're a CNA. Okay. This is tips, but I'm going to also say the housekeeping and the dietary aides where I worked, we all made the same amount of money, and the CNA did the most work, the dirtiest work, and it was not fair to me because, yeah, they made the same amount of money and we were doing the worst. So at some point I was just like, put me to dietary. At some point I wanted to be housekeeping. I wanted to do everything except CNA because it was just not fair. And the type of work we were doing was not, Next one. You can have up to 9 or 10 patients on an assignment. And this, when you get there, it's called an assignment, which is what they're going to give you when you get to the floor of how much patients you're going to be taking care of. Every morning, they're going to tell you what assignment you have. If somebody's absent or on vacation, then you're going to have that assignment. And they're going to tell you each patient a rundown. They're going to tell you like, oh, this patient does this patient can feed themselves. This patient may not be able to feed themselves. And then you would have to know what you're doing with those patients that you have no idea if you're floating. These are if you're floating. If you're assigned to that floor, then you know most of the patients and you know who can feed themselves and who can't. But if you float, these are the things you're going to have to deal with. Not knowing the patient and going from one room to the next, and sometimes they don't want to help you. But that's not what this is about. Okay. You can't really take a full break. Maybe you can. I don't know. Where I worked, you really couldn't because you was trying to finish on time to leave. If you had to leave at 3 o'clock, you was trying to finish on time. So you would try to finish everything you had to do so that you can leave at 3 o'clock, or you was not going to be leaving on time. So time management is another thing. You got to be able to know how to work. And when I just mentioned if somebody's on vacation, all that, sometimes when, let's say if they're short staff, on your floor, you might have 5 CNAs every day. If on your floor that day, one person is absent and they have nobody to come to your floor to cover that person, then they will split an assignment. And let's say if you have 9 patients on a regular day with full staff, if this is a short staff day, then you're going to be, this assignment will get split, and instead of you having 9, you'll have 13. But the thing is about when the days they have to split assignments, they try to tell you do not take every patient out. You just have to take out the ones that actually has to come out. The ones that they know is fall risk, or the ones that like to come out, those are the ones they push to say take out. So yeah, you are gonna, and another one, you are gonna have to deal with family members. A lot of times, some of them come and they're very rude. Some are nice, some are rude. They come with trying to do lawsuits and all type of crazy things because of commercials and stuff they see on TV. So you're gonna have to deal with that too. But don't get mad with anybody. Just keep your cool and keep it moving. Do your job. Put a smile on your face. You're there to help people. You're gonna get abused by the patients, and I don't know if they care or don't care, but I remember a patient scratching up another CNA and they told her wear long sleeves. That really happened. But that just be prepared. You never know what's gonna happen. That might never happen to you, but just be prepared. Okay, so you have to be licensed. I should have said this from the beginning, but you do have to have a license to be a CNA. You have to go to school. The school is not very long, but you have to go to school. You have to take a skills test and a written test, and you have to pass. You cannot skip a step. If you skip a skills test, on its skill test, if you skip a step, you're going to fail. One thing can fail you. So you have to know every single step to do. So make sure you study. I'll probably do a separate video on that, like how to study to be a CNA, but I will probably try. Don't hold me to that. But yeah, you do have to have a license. And you have to renew that every 2 years. The nursing home I worked at, they paid for it. I don't know if maybe things have changed. I don't know how it goes now. But at that time, you had to do it every 2 years, and the nursing home paid for it. I heard the hospital didn't. So I don't know. You guys can find out about that if you're interested in knowing that. I don't know. You can find a job very easily being a CNA because it's very demanding, and people are always quitting, and people are always coming, and they're always short staffed, and they always need people. So yeah, that's a job you're gonna always find that you can find. Always check the patient room. Check the patient room, but also check the patient. Check the patient every day before in the morning when you get to work and you get your assignment. Check the patients as you're washing them from head to toe. Make sure there's no sore, there's no abuse, there's no bruises on them. Make sure that there's no black and blue marks, nothing. Make sure you check for scratches, discoloration on their skin, and report everything. Everything you see on a patient, report it. Check them before when you get there, and check them when you're leaving. Report everything. Always have one bag for trash and one bag for linen when you're going to wash a patient. It makes life so much easier. You don't have to get out the room and you're not throwing dirty diapers on the floor and dirty towels. That's disgusting, and that's spreading germs. So make sure you always have 2 bags, one for diapers and one for linen, the dirty linen. Do your rounds before and after every shift for the room, like I said, and for the patient, because you don't want to leave dirty linens, and when the next shift comes in, they're going to say, oh, well, she left this here or she left that there. Do your rounds. Always before and after every shift. Like I said before, do not lift any patient by yourself. The pay is very cheap. The amount of work you're gonna do is not worth the amount of money that you're getting paid. I ain't gonna lie to you. You might find a job that have good benefits, health insurance, but the pay, I don't know. You gotta weigh your options. I don't know, but the pay is not worth it. Like I said, the dietarian, the housekeeping, and the CNA was getting the same pay, and they were doing less work. So you can weigh your options, choose what you want to do. Maybe you love being a CNA, so you might stick to being a CNA over doing housekeeping or dietary because you just like helping people. But that's up to you at the end of the day. So that's what this video is about. It was just me giving you tips on if you want to be a CNA. These are the things that you should know. I am going to do a separate video on what to expect when you are a CNA. And I'll drop that video probably in a few days. So come back for more. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this video was helpful. I hope this kind of give you an idea of what your expectations is, a little bit of what a day in the life of a CNA is. And I got more videos to show you guys. So, and check out some of my other videos. I'm doing a series. I don't know how long the series will be, but I'm going to try to keep them at least 15 minutes long, because I know some people cannot watch long-term videos. But yeah, check out my other videos. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Let's be friends. Let's be friends. Just click that subscribe button. You're already here. You watch all the way to the end, right? And I have other videos you're going to want to watch. So just click that subscribe button and make my day. I'm trying to get to 7,000 subscribers. 8,000 because they changed the rules now. But 8,000 subscribers. So click that subscribe button. And I hope this video is really helpful to somebody. I really do. I really hope it's helpful. And if you find it helpful, you can share it to other people that want to be a CNA. And if you're lost trying to figure out what you want to do, if CNA is your option, then go ahead, go for it. Don't let nobody discourage you. It's a great job. Somebody got to do it, right? Thank you, guys.